There has been growing demand for Egyptian contractors to expand their operations abroad, especially after the successful reconstruction projects in the local market and in war-ravaged Iraq, Palestine and Libya in the last few years. Industry players are now seeking to expand further into Africa.
Africa is a main target of our federation. The African file is essential, and we are teaching local contractors how to adapt to the African market. The important markets are the Nile Basin countries. We have presence there. Elsewhere, we have the large hydro dam project that is ongoing in Tanzania. We are in Uganda, and in Cote d'Ivoire. There are about 30 Egyptian companies working in Africa.
Africa is a developing continent that needs new infrastructure, roads, water projects, electricity, gas and power stations. This has encouraged the African Federation for Construction Contractors Association to sign up for the first online media outlet for construction in the continent, and which will be based in Egypt's capital, Cairo. It will be a platform to promote construction companies, announce tenders and advertise new projects in African and Arab countries.
In 2018, Egyptian investments in Africa were $10.2 billion, while investments in 2021 exceeded $13 billion. In the first 6 months of 2022, investments have soared to $11 billion, and we still have another 6 months in the year to increase investment. The online and internet platforms are increasing access to international tenders and projects, and this gives African contractors accessibility to compete with international firms through our experience in our local development projects. For instance, the publicity we gained from building the impressive new administrative capital has attracted African decision makers to implement similar projects using our experts and know-how.
According to the African Constructors Association, the continent needs $170 billion worth of infrastructure projects annually to be fully developed by 2050. That's in addition to 10 million housing units a year to keep up with the growing populations. The head of the federation says Egypt, Morocco and South Africa are leaders in the constructing field, but Cairo is seeking a bigger share.
For Africa, our philosophy is to employ local labor and only use the experienced Egyptian experts in our projects. This helps them build a well-trained labor. We also use their raw material, unlike other countries that bring their labor and material from abroad, and this makes us more attractive in the African markets. We just signed an agreement in Cote d'Ivoire for construction of 4 towers and 20,000 housing units. There are more on the way because Africa is the future.
And online platforms could play a major role in promoting African contractors to be the main player in the continent's developmental process. The success of African constructors would attract higher investment inflows into the continent, create more job opportunities, and build a strong industry that depends on local labor and raw materials rather than imported from abroad.